This is the 5th video of the Overdrive / preamp series, and I realized that I still didn't explain why and when to use this kind of effect. Overdrives are fun, they're inspiring, and they're useful. They're fun because it's always great to experiment with different sounds. They're inspiring because they make you create new bass lines, different bass lines that you might not necessarily be used to play. And they're useful because when you're playing a musical genre that varies from rock to heavy metal, you want an aggressive and compact sound. Now, saturation sounds naturally compress your signal, and you get a really good response in the mid-range that makes the bass stand out in a mix. So to summarize, it does have an aggressive sound, but at the same time it compresses the signal and the sound is fuller. The funny thing is that in many cases you do not hear the saturation signal. What you hear is just this big sound that's coming out of the bass. And that's why I like so much overdrive pedals. Welcome back to The Wetterbass. Today we're having a look at the electro-harmonix Battalion bass pre-drive. The unique feature of this pedal is what you want the EQ section to affect. Thanks to the EQ position switch, you can affect either the dist, the input, or the dry. Dist would be distortion, of course. Now let's talk a little bit about the EQ section itself. Bass adds a lot of warmth, I think around 60 to 80 hertz. Treble around 6Ks to 8Ks. It adds a lot of clarity to the sound. And the mid switch either boosts or cuts or doesn't do anything at around 500 to 750. I'm not sure because the Q is quite wide, so it affects everything from 250 hertz to about 1 or 2 Ks. The tone knob down here only affects the drive signal. So it comes right after the drive signal. It does not affect the clean signal. It's good because you can take out some of the harshness coming from the saturated signal. Let's listen to it at a lower gain. I would like to mention that the gain structure of this pedal is extremely consistent, so that's a good thing. Dist mode, the EQ affects only the distortion, as I said earlier. So you can have a tube screamer type of overdrive if you boost the mids, and you can even have a kind of dark glass sound if you cut the mids. And in the middle, well, it has its own character, which is quite nice actually. Also worth mentioning is that the treble doesn't affect that much the distortion, whereas the bass does. It adds a lot of weight to the distorted signal. In the second song and in the following song, we switch the EQ position to dry, which is the most classical way of using a distortion pedal. Basically, you separate the preamp that will affect only the dry signal with the drive signal, and then you blend them together. So, yep, now let's listen to an almost clean preamp type of sound. As you can hear, this is quite surprising. It's a very nice preamp sound. However, the bass knob does boost a lot the lowest frequencies, and I had to, well, cut them down a little bit in post-production because otherwise it would have been too much. In the next song, the EQ position switch is on input and it affects both signals. The result is a more homogeneous and balanced sound to my ears. It's a setting that I enjoy using. So there are two words that could summarize this pedal: consistency and versatility. It's a small pedal, it's a great preamp, it even has a TRS balanced output. So you can use this as a DI, and if you have a limited budget and you want something that has a lot of sound options, then this is definitely something you should consider. Again, the EQ position switch is something that makes this pedal stand out from all the others we've tested already and that we will test. So it's nice to see a unique feature on such a pedal, and it's a good thing that electro-harmonix do these kind of things. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe. Obviously, I have to say it every time. It's always nice to see the tribe growing. I will see you in 2 weeks. I've got a lot of work, so I will not be able to do a video next week. And it will probably be something completely different. So I hope you will enjoy it. I'll see you. Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, next song is where this pedal really shines. I mean, it did quite a good job in the previous song, but in this one, you'll see that it really works great. Bye.